Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's live cruise talk show.
Yes.
You ready to talk some cruising?
Yes.
All things cruising, everything cruising.
We cruise next week.
We cruise next week. That is absolutely true. You ready? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Ask me in a week.
Ask you in a week. All right, we already have some comments from California Linda. She just wanted to tell us thank you, and I'm glad you really enjoyed the ship video, the ship tour of Liberty of the Seas. Glad that helped you out, and I'm glad you like what every cruiser wants. It's always an interesting show to do every week. I'm always amazed at some of the things that people have, I guess, the audacity to write into a cruise lines.
That's the power of a keyboard.
You can't be seen. They don't know you.
Yeah.
All this other kind of stuff, I guess. But I mean, some of the things these people write in is utterly insane. It really, really is.
When people have that, I'm trying to think of the word, anonymity.
It's honestly, I think, more of an entitlement mentality these days. I don't like this on a cruise ship, so nobody else must like it. It must come off. You must immediately stop doing it. That is much more of the attitude that I get. That, and they're just so rude.
Yes.
They're just utterly rude about it. You know, I guess I would feel differently if they came on and said, "Hey, I was thinking that this, should be different on a cruise ship for these reasons." And even if it's outrageous, at least they're polite about it. But no, yeah. They're rude, nasty, and of course, everybody agrees with me. Yet if you ever actually go read the comments below these things where they write them in, nobody agrees with them. That's what's so crazy. So I'm wondering who everybody is. I've yet to figure out who everybody is.
We found everybody.
When we named the dog everybody?
When we named the dog everybody.
Yeah, we named the dog everybody for a while because everybody agreed with me, and he did. It's the only way I think that works. But we did have a little something special come in this week, and
so we got our medallions for our cruise ship, or our cruise next week. So the Princess medallions. If y'all have never had the medallions, they ship them out to you, and they come in this fancy little box. And eventually I'll get it open. But they come in this, and the medallions actually have your name on it. So this one's mine and this one's Chris's.
And they are different from last time.
Yeah.
There's the one from last time.
They were
blue last time, and now they are white. Well, good evening, Andre. Welcome.
So they were blue.
Well, I'm going to mess up that second name so bad.
Randacita.
I hope we are pronouncing that correctly.
If it's wrong. So, but yes, this is our medallions, and they do come.
Yeah. Now, what she's hoping that as long as you have Princess Plus or Princess Premier, they still mail you the medallions ahead of time for free. No additional charge. If you don't have those two, I think if you want them mailed to you ahead of time, I want to say it's $10.
I think I just broke it. Here.
Yeah, they're little bitty things. If you've never seen one, they package them. They are a pain to get out of the box. But, oh, wow. They really do not want you to get it out of there at all. So I'm going to end up having to tear the box here just to get it out.
Sorry about that.
But there they are.
I've never seen the medallions. They're actually pretty nice. They're magnetic too. I had it hanging on the wall in the cabin.
Now this is actually all the actual medallion is. It's just this little thin circle, and that's actually all the medallion is. Now it comes with a free lanyard. We don't get anything extra. You can get watches, necklaces, keychain, different types of stuff.
What's harder, open the box or to use them?
Well, opening the box, apparently, yeah, we're looking like complete special people here trying to open these on the camera
So
on
that's-
live.
That's what it looks like when it's all put together. And
Yeah.
then, like I said, they're magnetic. I had mine hanging on the wall in the cabin so I wouldn't lose it.
But that is one thing we liked and definitely liked from our first Princess cruise was the medallion technology. When that sucker's working, it works good.
And they're really easy to use. Half the time we didn't even have to pull them out. You just walk up and your face appears on the screen. So does cruise ships have tours where you can tour the ship, like the engine room, etc.?
They do. They are behind the scenes tours is usually what they call them. The one we've been on is on Royal Caribbean. And you're able to book that ahead of time through the app. Carnival has them. You have to book them once you're on the cruise ship. But the majority of the cruise lines have some type of behind the scenes or all access tour. Majority of them, you don't actually get to go into the engine room itself. You get to go into the engine control room. They said they used to let people into the actual engine room, but you have to put on all kinds of safety equipment and it became a safety issue. So they really only let you into the engine control room. But usually you get that. You get to go down the I-95, which is a long hallway in the crew-only areas. You go down, they show you the storage areas, environmental controls. Well, we got to go up to the bridge, go in the galley, different places like that around the ship.
Coolers.
Yeah, we could go inside some of the coolers, see where they do recycling.
Got to go to the show, behind the scenes on the show.
Yeah, it's true. We got to go backstage on the main theater, and they showed everything that was going on back there, how they do costume quick changes and things like that. So it is a very interesting tour. If you're interested in, where the crew is when you don't see them, what's going on behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, it is a very interesting tour. I really enjoyed it. They did not take us to the jail. Now, we did ours on Grandeur of the Seas. It is just possible she didn't have one. But we didn't get to see the jail. They didn't take us to the morgue or some of those other things that are supposed to be on the ship. So, but hey, ask. Especially if it's just when we went, there was only Tiffany and I and one other couple. So it was just 4 of us on the entire tour. And so if it's just a real small tour like that, hey, can't ever hurt to ask. Just be like, hey, can you show us this?
Now you do get to talk to security. They wanted us and took things from us just to go into the main
on the bridge.
On the bridge.
And the engine control room. Yeah, you have to go through security. Okay, so Ray, yeah, you got to go in the engine room. Like I said, they said years ago that you could. That they actually used to let you go in there. They just wouldn't let us go in there anymore. I'm sure, this day and age someone touched something.
Just Cody says hello.
All right, Cody has joined us as well. We got all of our top channel contributors in here tonight, don't we?
Yes.
Now I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, if you get a chance to do a behind the scenes tour, absolutely, completely worth doing a behind the scenes tour.
Yes.
Let's see what else. It's been a pretty quiet week. I'm sure you guys saw the stories more. Just a FYI, just a kind of reminder, especially for the ladies. Look, if you're going in one of the restrooms on board one of these cruise ships, give it that extra little scan. Check the corners, check for everything. I don't know if you guys saw the story that I put out, one of the other content creators crowd, but they found a hidden camera in the bathroom on the aft section of Harmony of the Seas. Had over 150 guest pictures on it. And they say up to 40 of them would have been minors. So if you're using any kind of public space on any cruise ship, any cruise line, like I said, especially for the ladies, look, some random weirdo wants a picture of all of this, good luck to him. He ain't gonna get nothing for it. But for the ladies, be vigilant. That's all I can say. I don't want people taking pictures of Tiffany like that. I'm sure we don't want that for our wives, our significant others, our daughters, all kind of stuff. We got to keep an eye out for that.
Dale says hello. Andre says that was sickening. I hope he gets life in jail.
Well, you figure the FBI's already arrested him. Now, I don't know how they're going to charge him, but one of the charges was he was going to have possession of child pornography because he hadn't had it yet. So intent to collect child pornography or something along the lines of that. let's say that there was 40 minors on there. I assume they can charge him 40 different cases of that one charge, 40 times because it's 40 different children. I'm pretty sure he's not getting out next week.
Just Cody says they'll be checking themselves from now on.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a tip, and it's not something we've heard a lot, but we've heard it twice in the last year. Last time it was a Royal Caribbean employee, I believe, that they caught doing it. So,
what about international charges?
In reference to, I'm not sure what you're asking.
So if he was in international waters or in a different port, would there be international charges?
Not that I'm aware of. He was given to the FBI here in the United States. So I don't know if there would be any kind of international charges. I'm sure, maritime law could play a part in it. But the actual charging authority, the one that's going to handle it, is going to be here in the United States. A lot of times, depending on, the circumstances and things like that, the cruise departed from the U.S., they'll be charged in the U.S.
Don't they have devices now that you can take that scan areas for hidden cameras and stuff?
I've seen those videos. I don't know how well they work, though. I don't know enough about them.
Yeah.
He used to work cybersecurity.
For the city of Kissimmee, Florida.
Wow. And he was that dumb. I mean, they caught him because he was taking his own picture while he was setting up the camera to make sure it was looking where he wanted to look it. So at the beginning of the memory card, it's pictures of him physically setting up the camera. That's how they knew who it was. That's how ship security was able to locate him and detain him almost immediately. He put his own face right on the front. So I don't know that I would want him working my cybersecurity. I mean, I don't want him on a cruise ship, period. He doesn't need to be running free, period. But still, it's more like he needs to be on an episode of World's Dumbest Criminals. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't want anybody to do it. I don't want anybody to get away with it. But wow, he just, it's not like he could deny it.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't me. We have all your pictures right here. Oh, that's not me.
Just Cody's laughing.
I mean, seriously. But like I said, it's just an extra tip. Let's all, be extra vigilant. Even if you're not worried about it for yourself, take a quick look. Be worried for the next cruise passenger. We've got to look out for each other. More so than anything else. I don't want people like that coming on cruise ships and giving cruise ships a bad name. Give cruising a bad name. Get passengers all worried and concerned and messing up other people's vacations over one knucklehead. Yeah. When we can just look out for each other and try to keep this kind of junk off of our ships.
There's a fly.
There's always a fly in here. The wonderful joys of living in the country. Flies. And it's been raining here the last couple of days, so now the mosquitoes have come back to life. Yeah, I see him. He is like playing in your ear right now. Country living at its finest.
Yes.
And I don't know why she's complaining. I swear, she's got a zoo. Tiffany's got a zoo going on in the front yard. But it's just not like a normal zoo. You're not going to see giraffes or anything like that. Nope. She has 3 squirrels and 8 hummingbirds going on in the front yard. And 2, I guess, fat pigeons.
Yes. And a stray dog came up today.
And a stray dog. She's got all that going on in our front yard. I go outside and it's just a zoo.
It's fun to watch from the front window.
Okay. Now, I did today, on a whole other note and a whole other subject, we'll jump off real quick. I went to my first official training for our new travel agency today.
Yes.
So, and we'll be talking about that more as we get a little bit closer. I'm going to really start focusing on that a lot more once we get back from Alaska. I got lots of training to still do, lots of stuff to still learn, figure out all that kind of stuff. But after we get back from Alaska, we're going to be home for a little bit, going to really focus down on it and get to booking some cruises.
Andre wants to know what kind of dietary food options they have if you're allergic to nuts and dairy.
I can tell you this much. I don't have any food allergies, so I don't pay a whole lot of attention. However, I do know that if you have any type of allergies, let them know on the ship. When you book the cruise, whether it's yourself, through a travel agent, have them put that under special notes. A lot of places, it has the option for you to put allergies on. Then when you go eat in the main dining room, you let them know exactly what your nut and allergies are. Let your waiter know.
And usually your server will ask you before they even start getting your order if you have any allergies that they need to be aware of.
Yep. And if you go and you want to eat in the buffet, ask them in the buffet as well. It's like, hey, I have this particular nut allergy or I'm allergic to this. What can I eat? What is safe? What do I absolutely need to stay away from? They're used to it. Many people have it. They will point you in the right direction each and every time. Some things are marked, some things aren't. So always let them know and always ask. That way, there's no confusion in there and you don't eat something you shouldn't.
That's a good question.
That is a really good question. And like I said, specific foods, I'm just not 100% sure on. I know some of them are marked gluten-free,
Some of them are marked
vegan, and things like that. I'm just not 100% sure about nut allergies. I don't have any, so I just stuff whatever into my face with little concern, which, explains a lot. But who's going to lie about it? I can't hide it. It's here. I know it's there, and it's probably my fault. Do I really need 3 pieces of cake for lunch? No, I do not. But if the cruise line is going to keep putting out cake, what am I supposed to do? My hands are tied at this point. They've trapped me on this ship. They put out cakes. They put out, delicious food. What else am I supposed to do? I'm powerless.
Yes.
I'm absolutely powerless. So don't make fun of me when I ate 3 pieces of cake for breakfast either.
I won't be going and eating Sundays.
For breakfast?
Maybe.
You liked those Sundays last time, didn't you?
Yes.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
They were pretty good.
And with the medallion, you get 2 free Sundays a day. Or with the
Princess
Plus. I'm sorry. With the Princess Plus, you get 2.
Yeah, I say don't say that because everybody gets a medallion and people be running around wanting their free ice cream. Write a letter. Dear John, I am going to be on this sailing. I think all cake should be removed from the cruise ship. Everybody agrees with me. Everybody hates cake. Cakes need to be gone. I dare you to do a poll. What do you even know about cake? You live over in the UK. You don't know how Americans like their cake. Get it off my ship. Like that? Because that's the stuff I have to read every Saturday.
That's why I read more about the guy working for this cruise. Eat.
That's why I read more about the... Oh, okay, I gotcha. Eat. Oh, yeah. We don't miss eat. And I'm sorry, if you go on a cruise and you go to bed hungry at the end of the night, that is just your own fault. That is honestly your own fault. There's too many choices and too many different things to eat. I don't go to bed hungry on a cruise ship. I go to bed regretting I didn't eat something that I saw. And I just have reached a point where there's no longer a place to put it. At this point, it's in my pocket. So maybe in case I get hungry later.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, if you cannot be hungry on a cruise ship. If you are, you're doing something wrong. Let me know if you're hungry at the end of the day, and I will help you out. Because there's food everywhere. There's food everywhere.
Most ships have a 24-hour place, right?
Not Carnival anymore.
Oh, the pizza place isn't 24 hours.
Not anymore. It closes. I want to say it's closed between 4 a.m. and 6 now. It's 21 or 22 hours that Carnival's pizza place is open. But I think that's the only one that, other than Disney Cruise Lines, that we know of, that we've been on that doesn't have something 24 hours a day.
I don't see how people bring work to a cruise ship vacation.
Well, I do it every cruise. And that could just be because of my situation. But I film on every cruise. I do tours on every cruise. I edit on some cruises. And I'm fixing to do some travel agent work on cruises. So maybe I don't know. I guess if I did some other kind of work, I probably wouldn't want to do it. But since just about everything I do for work involves cruising in some way, shape, or form, it's my love and my passion. So that, and honestly, I'm thinking, already the videos, I already love to shoot the videos, make the videos, record the videos. I get up early just to do that kind of work. So maybe it doesn't count as work. I don't know. But I like it.
Well, they say if you love your job, it's not work. So
that's true.
It's not work.
That's true. And once we start actually booking cruises, I mean, that's not going to be work either, because it's going to be like, oh, you want a cruise vacation? Let's get you out there. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be exciting. So I guess my thing is I do work on the cruise ships, but
Alien frequency. Andre, my wife, had to do 2 school exams on our cruise a couple weeks ago. Her semester had ended, but the school screwed up the schedule on their end. It was kind of a
drag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of would be, especially if you were going on a vacation and didn't expect to have to do that. So, but yeah, believe it or not, people working on cruise ships it's becoming a much more normal thing. The more remote work is becoming more normal.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get on a cruise ship that has good Wi-Fi and you're willing to spend a couple hours working and you can do that sort of thing, it's not really a bad place to work.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I hear a lot of people on cruise ships talking, they had to go to their cabin real quick for a couple hours of work and then they're back out having fun.
I mean, I can think of a lot of worse places to have to go to work.
Yeah, my work.
Well, yeah, your work. Your work for sure. You can't go work remotely, but not yet. But yeah, I mean, think about it. You sit out on the balcony, have yourself a cup of coffee, or
order room service.
Order some room service, do a couple hours of work, then hop up and go see a show, go to dinner, play some games on the ship. It's not really a bad deal.
So would y'all move on a cruise ship for the rest of your life?
We have actually considered retiring on cruise ships. That's actually been a thought.
Yes.
The math doesn't lie. If you look at the price of some of these retirement communities, what they cost per month compared to what you can cruise for per month.
Not even retirement homes, but rent nowadays is ridiculous. I'm sure you can get a cabin on a cruise ship a lot cheaper.
Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily say that rent, but just to give an example, we live in a smaller town, and there is a retirement community down the street, and I did some work for them one time, and I just happened to ask, and they said that the monthly payment to live there was $4,000. That's what they're charging, like their insurance or whatever, their kids, but $4,000 a month. Yeah, that's room, board, electric, TV, food, housekeeping and all that kind of stuff. But you book the right cruises, you can cruise for less than $4,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So for a lot of people it is, and you go on cruise lines, you're going to meet people, and we've met people multiple times that are like, yeah, this is our 9th week on this cruise ship. Remember that one guy we met? He was on his 12th week and had 6 more weeks to go.
Yes.
I think it was on the Vista.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much living on the ship.
So Ray said that you're right. He gains about 6 to 7 pounds a cruise. Yeah.
I try to walk it off. A lot of walking, a lot of stairs. I try to combat it.
And then Alien Frequency says, and of course, when that happens, you have to get the premium internet package. Fortunately, it worked well for her exams, but it's not an expense we would have normally.
Yeah, and I get that. I get the internet every time because of what I do, but not everybody needs it. Not everybody wants it. Not everybody's going to get it. And if it's not one of the new Starlink systems, it's iffy at best anyway. I mean, even when it's the premium internet package, that sometimes doesn't mean much on some of these cruise ships.
Yeah.
I mean, on the Ruby Princess, we had, I mean, it came with our package, but it was awful. It was god awful. But they hadn't updated to Starlink yet either. Now, the ships that have Starlink, if you need internet, that ran like a super champ for me. I was on Allure of the Seas, and that internet was working spectacular.
If I were to cruise long term, I'd definitely not eat the way you normally do on a cruise. I couldn't eat like that every day. I'd be spending a lot of time in the gym too. Yes.
I completely agree with that. Some of that food is very, very rich, and it's for most of us probably. Or I don't want to be that guy. For Tiffany and I, the richness of the cruise food and that kind of stuff is not how we normally eat at home. So yeah, it would definitely take some adjustment, changing the way we eat. We'd have to be a lot more picky on a cruise ship if we were there full time, and we would have to also spend more time in that gym because of that food. And not trying to be ugly or disgusting or anything like that, because people don't talk about it a whole lot. But that's why you have to take some extra stuff with you if you're not used to cruising. You know, some stuff to maybe help it go out, or some stuff to maybe help it stay in. Because you'll eat that cruise food, and if you're not used to it, it will play with your guts a little bit. It'll either make you spend more time in the bathroom, or you'll be really hoping you could get in the bathroom, and when you do, there's not much action. And we'll leave it at that. I don't want to get gross on our channel.
You already did.
Hey, it's the truth about cruising, though.
It is, though.
As disgusting as it may be, I would rather tell people that, look, this food's going to affect you. You may want.
They said, Chris talking about poop.
But it's an honest thing. All right? We're an honest cruise channel, and if you have a problem with cruise food and you don't take something to help, you could be in pain by day 6.
Ray says, so you're going to be a booker. Please keep us informed. Andre, I was just
Ray, I'm not going to be a hooker.
A booker.
Oh.
My God.
Probably make more money than that. No, I'm probably not. Look at me.
I wonder if you did cruise long term, how would you get your meds, etc.?
You're still gonna, if you cruise long term, let's just hypothetically say you pick the Carnival Dream, goes out of Galveston. It's gonna come back to Galveston, you know, every 5 days, 7 days. You're essentially just booking back to back to back to backs. You would have your medication sent to the local pharmacy right there in Galveston. When it's disembarkation and embarkation day, you hop off the ship, run over to the pharmacy and get it. That easy. Just have it sent to, you know, one of the ports that you're going to visit. You know, whether you go to CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, whatever the case may be, they're bound to have some type of pharmacy. Well, actually, all of our cruise ports here in the U.S., major ones, will have a pharmacy. Even if you do the Alaska ones, you just would send it to, you know, Seattle, San Francisco, Long Beach, something like that. That'd be the easiest way that I could think of to do it. You know, because me personally, I got to get off the ship. I love the ship, enjoy it, but I like to get off every once in a while. You know, stretch my legs. I know that sounds weird too, but I just like to get off every once in a while.
Got to be on land for a little bit.
Got to be on land for a little bit. So that is a good opportunity, you know, that you know when you'll schedule some time to get off the ship too. Hop off, grab your meds, you know, or pick them up in Mexico.
If you go to Mexico all the time.
Oh, it's just us that goes to Mexico all the time? The only reason why we go to Mexico all the time is because Tiffany wants tequila.
When you go on consecutive cruises on the same ship, do you still have to disembark when you get back on board?
I have heard different versions of this. Since we have not done a back-to-back, I don't have any practical experience. I've heard that sometimes you have to get off, go through customs, turn right around, and go back in. But I've known some cruisers that say they don't even get off.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's the cruise line or the port.
It could be. It could be whatever. Maybe, you know, maybe that particular. But you'd think that the customs would be universal. Customs is federal. So maybe more of the cruise lines that require you to get on and then back off.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I've heard conflicting stories about that. So, I would say the best bet is to plan that you're going to have to get off the ship. Now, I'm understanding you leave your luggage and everything on the ship in your cabin, especially if you're staying in the same cabin. Just you, your ID, get off and get back on. But I understand even if that does happen, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, they just essentially just walk you in a big circle and put you right back on board the ship. They've got to have something that's pretty permanent place. A back-to-back-to-back cruises these days, it seems common.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people are always talking about back-to-back cruises, so it's a common thing.
I don't know if they're getting better deals on them or.
A lot of retirees, like we're talking about here, they will spend a month on board the ship.
Yeah.
They'll hop off. They'll maybe go visit a family member, then hop on somewhere else. Spend a couple more weeks on board the cruise ship. You know, I'm sure everybody's got their reasons and their.
Yeah.
I mean, we met one guy on the Vista one time. As a matter of fact, it was a guy that had been on there like 12 weeks. He actually had 2 cabins on the ship, one for him, and he put his wife in a different cabin.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even. Now they said it was a snoring problem, but 12 weeks on a cruise ship, was it really a snoring problem? I'm not saying I would put Tiffany down on deck 1 after week 12.
Yes, you would.
But was it really a snoring problem? I gotta ask. And they had like 9 more weeks left on the Vista.
Yeah.
Deck 1 for you. Deck 12 for me.
Sure.
What do you think? You don't want to be on deck 1?
No.
What deck do you want to be on? Don't say 12. I already called 12. She's going to want to be in the same cabin. I know how this works. She's going to be, what deck are you on?
What else?
The Traveling Gamblers. They do a lot of back-to-back cruises on Celebrity. We'll have to take a look at that one then. It seemed like they would know a lot more about the back-to-back cruises. That's a good question, though, too. I've done a 9-night. That's my longest so far. But I've looked at some of these ones that are 14 and 16 days because I like the places that they are going. I don't know. I guess I just have to go and try. And I guess when I get tired of it, get off.
Yeah.
Just, a sense of, okay, I've done 2 14 days in a row. I'm done going home. Maybe. I don't know.
Andre asked, what would the cost be for the long term and what perk would you get?
So depending on your cruise lines, and of course it all depends on your cruise line, but of course as you continue to take cruise after cruise, remember each cruise, each week, we'll just say they're all 7 days, each week counts as another cruise, increases your cruise loyalty. At some point you're traveling, you've done 100 cruises on a cruise line. At this point, they're offering you discounts, possibly free cruises, possibly. I know some of the long-term cruisers we have spoken to said they get discounts, they get free cabins sometimes. Plus, everything's done and paid for. What you pay for your cruise fare, gets you a room, housekeeping, 3 meals a day, and travel to the cruise ports it visits. You don't have to spend any more money.
Yeah.
So it's essentially being kind of like on a fixed monthly payment. What you booked.
You'd reach diamond status pretty quickly.
Yeah, exactly. You'd reach the top tier very quickly living on a cruise ship. And there's people out there that, spent 100 days, well, not 100 days. 100 days isn't really all that much after years of cruising, but have, been on hundreds and hundreds of cruises. And I'm pretty sure they're not paying the same fares that we pay. That'd be my guess, though. And according to them, they don't either. But I've never actually seen their invoices. you know. But I doubt they're false bragging. They're already on the cruise ship for 12 weeks. At that point, what does it matter?
Yeah.
What do they care what we think?
Yeah.
Enough to be like, oh, let me lie to them about my cabin. So I believe them. I honestly believe them. You know, but what perks would you get? Well, at some point, you also start getting your status perks. That's, you know, free drinks, free parties,
Free laundry.
free laundry service. Yeah, laundry service, especially if you're living on a cruise ship full time. You know, you put your laundry in a bag, they take it, it comes back clean and folded. And when you reach a certain loyalty level, that's free.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I'd say, you know, the perks probably do pay out eventually. They do probably pay out eventually. I mean,
you never have to cook again.
It's true. You never have to cook again. The dreaded question of what you want for dinner never has to be added. You know what? That is a perk right there. I'm moving on a cruise ship because that is my ultimate hated question on earth. What are you going for dinner? I don't know. I didn't know yesterday. I don't know today, and I won't know tomorrow. So can I just, you know, pre-answer for a week? Nope. So you guys want to know why I go on cruises? So she don't ask me that question. There is my official cruising answer. I started cruising because I didn't want to answer what was for dinner.
Understand? Everybody would know you by name. Yeah, they pretty much did, because that guy, the entire, everybody, the staff that walked up to him called him by name.
That's true. Every staff member that we saw him interact with did know him by name.
Yep.
Of course, he's been on the ship for weeks and weeks at a time.
And I've seen other cruisers. We were on a Disney cruise, not this last one, but the year before, and the couple sitting next to us, they were on their back-to-back, and all the staff were calling them by name too, and it was just the first night.
Of course, now you can only do back-to-back cruises or live on a Disney cruise ship, you know, if you have a trust fund. So we're not going to count the Disney cruise ships and let's retire on a Disney cruise ship. I don't have that kind of trust fund. You know, there's not an owner of Amazon booking my travel, which I'm pretty sure is what it would cost to retire on a Disney cruise ship. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I know that is your favorite cruise line. But good God, you dang near need a second mortgage to take a good Disney cruise.
Well, and how many times have you said we can do this Disney or we can do this, and I've passed on Disney? So.
Well, yeah, because the question actually is, we can go on this Disney cruise, or you know, we can go on these 12 other cruises. And that, of course, is an exaggeration, but not by much.
No.
Not by much. You know, and I'll admit it now. The very first cruise Tiffany ever wanted to go on was a Disney cruise. That's what she wanted. I said, okay, your very first cruise will be a Disney cruise. We'll do it. $7,000 for the cruise for 7 days. It's $1,000 a day to sail on Disney. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Harriet's laughing. On the legend, there was this guy who looks like Santa Claus. So much so that they let him play Santa on the ship the last couple Christmases. See, that's where we need
Hold on. I think I've seen that guy. What ship was I on? I want to say I was on the Ecstasy. And there was a guy. He even put on a Santa outfit. And keep in mind, it was like October. So they weren't doing Christmas or anything on the ship yet. But I think I've seen that guy.
It's just Cody. Now, I've seen this documentary type movie where the older lady lived on the cruise ship. It was cheaper than living in the nursing home, and it was pretty neat, you know?
Yep.
Andre Neff, I would have won the $1 billion Powerball. I would cruise long term. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, does he only cruise on the Legend? Because I saw a guy that looked just like...
His name is Chris.
I saw a guy that looked just like Santa Claus on the last sailing of the Ecstasy. May not even be the same guy. But,
That's Carnival.
Well, I don't know if he jumped ships or maybe he lives on the Legend.
Maybe.
But I saw a guy that looked like that. So, there's some folks that cruise, often enough and cruise just one cruise line.
Yes, I'm not sure. I think he cruises all over.
I wonder if it was the same guy. Because it was not a fake beard or nothing.
Well, you probably have video of them, so go back and look at the videos.
It's not like I was like this close to him going, "Hey, Santa, look at the." I mean, he is in the video though.
That is a lot of money for Disney.
Disney is, yeah.
Now, mind you, okay, so it was a 7-day cruise, but there was 4 of us. We were in a
Doesn't justify it.
balcony.
Doesn't justify
It
it.
doesn't justify it, but
You can go on MSC right now, or I think it's MSC, and there's one other one right now where kids sell for free. I want to hear that. Disney's a fun cruise if you're a super Disney fan, but at the price that they charge for what you actually get. Their brand newest cruise ship, the Disney Wish, only does 3-day cruises. That's it, 3 4-night cruises. It goes to Nassau, it goes to Castaway, it goes back. It doesn't even do any good cruises right now.
they don't get income from gambling. Yeah, there's no gambling on Disney.
That is true. Maybe that's why they charge so much. Someone else, another content creator, and when I say it, you guys will probably know what I'm talking about. I believe we called them Rats of the Sea or Sea Rats. Mickey and Minnie, the Sea Rats.
They're not rats.
In the context it was used, it was funny. I'm sorry. It was. I know, Tiffany's like, they're not rats. Don't call them rats. It was funny. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, that's true. They don't get anything from gambling. I think the only thing they do on there is like bingo. I mean, we've only been on a bunch of them.
Yeah, they do bingo, but I'm sure what they lose in bingo, they would make up in the Bippity Boppity Boutique. That place is always full, and they charge you $200 for
Is
that.
it always full though?
Look how many kids you see walking around.
That's
dressed up.
true. Disney got some expensive. Yeah, you can go have tea with a princess
That's $200.
per adult.
But you have to have somebody under 12 with you.
Right, but it's still like $80. I want to say it's like $80 to take your kid to afternoon tea with a princess. And as an adult, of course, you need to go with your small child. So for you, it's $240. Disney may not have gambling, but they're still fleecing you as you're heading in and out of the door. They still fleece you pretty good.
And then I heard I was watching a video today that the thermal spa that they have, that rainforest spa, that's like it was $191 for 2 people for 3 days.
They're really proud of them showers.
Yes.
They have those scented showers that
Hey, you wanted to try them.
I still want to try it. Hold on, just because it's smelly foo-foo water coming out of the ceiling doesn't mean I don't want to try it.
Yeah. So they might not have all the gambling income, but I'm sure they get a revenue from that.
Maybe, but I'm willing to bet you that these other cruise lines that have casinos on board, you've seen those casinos.
Oh yeah, they're full.
They're full a good majority of the time. As soon as they open, before they even open, people are in the casinos waiting to gamble. Cruise lines make a butt ton of money off of those casinos. They must. If they weren't making a ton of money, they'd have done ripped them out of there by now. Instead, Carnival has added 2 casinos on some of their ships, a smoking and a non-smoking, just so they can get more of that gambling cash.
Yeah.
So, casinos make money on cruise ships. For sure. That's one of the things the cruise lines have been saying recently. They're still making up the money from COVID and their debt and everything like that. They said onboard spending on cruise ships is up. It is way up.
Can I use my dive certification I got back home, or would I need to get certified during the excursion to dive?
I actually read an interesting article on this. Yes, you can use your dive certification. Because I read that somewhere, or I saw a video about it. I think I saw a video about it concerning excursions. You don't actually have to be certified to dive anyway. So They'll teach you, they'll show you. Some of the cruise ships, I know like Royal Caribbean has the PADI, PADI program on board in case you need to learn. But if you already have a dive certificate, they'll honor that. Double check, but they should honor that.
Right, it says Home Depot has those showers.
They come with the pre-smelly stuff already in it?
My mom is one of those folks who's just inherently lucky in casinos. She pretty much always gets unlimited free drinks in the casinos on cruises.
I do not have that luck in the casino so much. I mean, we've done well the last couple of times. We've come out ahead from when we went in, so I guess that's a plus. But normally, it's like a mugging. You walk in, they take all your money, throw you out the door. That's usually how it goes. And if Tiffany's with me, Tiffany's just not good luck. Love Tiffany. Don't get me wrong, guys. But if she sits next to you at a slot machine in a casino, just light your money on fire and leave.
Unless we're in Vegas, I did better than you in Vegas.
But every time I win in a ship casino, it's when you're in a room.
I know.
Or I'm by myself.
Yes. So I stay out of the casino. I make donations.
Exactly.
So do I.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If it wasn't so much fun, they should just put a box by the door. You walk by, put your money in, and keep on going.
One that always gets me is that coin drop one. You drop the coin and it sweeps it to the edge.
People love that game.
And it's like, oh, just one more coin. One more coin. It's all going to fall. And it never does. $100 later and you're still waiting for it to fall.
But they love that game.
I know.
I've seen people stand in line to play that game.
Yes.
Of course, I'll wait just to play Buffaloes. So, am I really all that much better? No, not at all. Because I will walk through the casino and if Buffaloes is in use, I keep going. But if I walk through and Buffalo's available, I will sit down.
Alien Frequency says, yeah, the coin pushers are fun.
See? And I forget what ship we were on, but remember?
We were on a Carnival. It was the Breeze.
And I said, I'm going to try this. I don't understand it. What the thrill is in this
the
game.
One Christine was on because we were sitting next to her and she kept playing. Yeah.
Oh, that was the Breeze. Yeah, that was the Breeze. Yeah, so I sat down in that coin push machine. I said, I'll stick a couple quarters in it. I don't understand what the fun of this is. 4 hours later, Tiffany's dragging me off of that sucker. You are done. Enough. You spent every dollar you have.
So how much do you have to play to get casino perk, like free drinks? Isn't it as long as...
It's a point count. So you put in your ship card and you accumulate casino points. You guys help me out with this one. I want to say it's something like 1,000 or 1,500 points.
I don't know.
You become eligible for free drinks on the cruise. I think. I don't play enough to get that high, but I want to say that is the number.
And then Alien Frequency, his dad won a stack of money from one of those machines on our cruise.
I believe it. I've seen other people win.
I had a coworker that won $10,000 the first night in the casino on her cruise.
Nancy?
No, Kathy.
Oh, that's right. I thought Nancy won something one time too.
No.
Thought she picked up a couple grand off of one.
It wouldn't. Yeah, I think she did. Mary's usually pretty.
Yeah.
But
you also understand too. I play a penny machine. I play the lowest number I possibly can play. My whole goal when I go into gamble is to put in $20 and play as long as I possibly can. If it lets me play an hour or two, I'm happy, even if it takes my money.
And was that one where you have to line up the key with the hole? It's probably programmed to award a win once every so many plays.
I've seen that one. That's pretty. I've seen them do that. I've never tried it. I don't know if I would be any good at that. Probably not.
Right.
But I've seen people play those claw games, play the game with the key, and they just be like, winning prize after prize after prize. Some people got that dialed in.
Yeah.
And they've got that figured out. That is not me, however.
I don't have the hand-eye coordination.
Yet I can get a piece of cake in my mouth every time. How about that? This claw can get cake and get it in this keyhole. I'm honest about my strengths, okay?
Yeah, you are.
I shoot cruise video and I eat cake. My name is Chris. Welcome to our channel. All right. They're texting each other on the chat. Hey, go over here. This dummy is over here on the live.
I'm pretty good at shoveling tacos into my head, so I can relate.
I can do tacos with you. Tiffany probably detests the number of nights I want to eat tacos.
Buffalo Gold is one of my favorites.
I've told you, Buffalo's the game. Like some Buffaloes.
Yes.
And Cody, you're going to have to confirm this with me. Buffaloes to me just seems like it lets you at least win enough to keep playing.
Well, I'm sure they're all like that if you find the right machine.
No,
at the
I
right
said-
time.
I sat down on a machine one time. It was like a penny machine. I put like $20 in it. I spun the wheel and it told me I was done. I have no idea where all my money went. No, I've seen them ones where, it spins twice and it's gone. Even though, it costs, 50 cents to spin. But Buffaloes, at least you could play, a good hour, give or take,
Yeah.
on $20 and have some fun.
Andre says they need a guy's burger eating contest.
Just head down there at lunchtime. I'm pretty sure that contest may already be happening. And Dylan
would win.
Dylan would enjoy a guy's burger eating contest.
Yeah. Every time I asked him, where are you going? Guy's burger. How many have you had today? 4. We have dinner in a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm just going to eat a couple more.
Yeah, I'm just going to have another one while I wait. So dinner's in an hour. And then he still goes to the main dining room and eats all his dinner.
The Z Show Cruise Fun. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. We've been here having a very serious discussion about gambling on cruise ships. Tacos and cake and buffaloes. It's been very serious in here. I promise.
And poop.
You just had to bring that up again, right? Just had to talk about the poop again. You know what? I'm going to start the whole poop thing over again. So let's talk about what you need to bring on cruise ships. I thought the poop was a serious subject. We cover everything here, head to tail. It's a serious topic that requires talking about.
Okay. Just make sure you pack your meds.
That's right, pack your meds, including the medicine for that. Y'all can't tell me it's never happened, y'all. Everybody poops. I asked. All right, we are getting way silly and off topic here.
Always delivers the important info.
Yeah, I do not apologize. If anybody was here for serious cruise conversation, we have gone way off the rails tonight. We are just off in our own world.
You are so blessed to have Tiff and I.
As he has to have Judy.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. I am blessed to have Tiffany. Or she's blessed to have me. Yeah, because it's debatable. Yeah. I know. We're way off topic, way off the rails. We're just, you know what, though? That's all right. If we can just laugh and have jokes and fun while we're talking about cruising, then that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We're just all here to have a good time. I hope. Oh, because sometimes we're really good and we're really serious, and not today.
I'm going to need to ply paper. Oh, you're going to need to ply paper?
Not on a cruise ship. That's actually bad.
Yes.
It clogs up the plumbing. And then, as John Heel would say, Mario the plumber then has to go stick his arm in the special pipe to pull all the stuff out because now your toilet's clogged and it won't flush. So, on a serious note, yeah, don't take 2-ply toilet paper with you on a cruise ship. That's actually bad. And if you've ever wondered why the cruise ship toilet paper is so thin, that's actually why. has to do with the cruise ship plumbing. So, see, now we're back to serious again. We're back to serious as to why. Because believe it or not, you will hear stories about, the plumbing clogged up, my toilet doesn't work, my toilet overflowed, something like that on a cruise ship. In case you didn't know, several of the cabins, a whole side, a whole row, a whole section of cabin, depending on the cruise ship, all goes to one main pipe in that particular section. So somebody 4 cabins down could be, let's say, flushing wet wipes and clog up the plumbing, and will come 4 or 5 cabins down and jack up your cabin.
Okay, silly, serious question here. Have you ever heard of someone getting suction to their stateroom toilet because they flushed while sitting on it?
No, I have not heard that.
I know they made jokes about it in the comedy club, but I've never actually heard of it.
Do y'all think that would really happen?
You're going to try it now, aren't you?
Yes. I tell you guys what, it will not be on film. It will not be on camera. But you know what? I will try it on the Discovery Princess here in a week and a half, and let's find out for ourselves. We will do an experiment.
Booze will buy that? And then it sounds like an urban legend to me. I heard of it happening.
I haven't heard that. I want to say I heard, like an urban legend about it, that it could happen to you in an airplane, which essentially uses the same type vacuum system. I'll try it on the ship.
I'm going to hear a Tiffany!
If Tiffany's got to come pry me off, we'll talk about it in the live after the cruise. But I'll try it just to see if it actually happens. But I would think, and I'm just, I'm not trying to be weird or anything like that, but if you look at them, the lid, the sitting part, I'm pretty sure it doesn't sit airtight to the bowl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's air between those two, so I don't think you could create a suction unless it was airtight.
We will hear about it on the Cruise News channel if you need to be rescued.
Look, if y'all hear about an air evacuation in a toilet or anything off the Discovery Princess, come next week. It wasn't me. All right, I'm just going to say it wasn't me. It was somebody else. And I'm going to have Tiffany try it. Y'all go back and watch some videos. This rock climbing looks really fun. Tiffany, go up there to see if it's fun or not. I will film from down here. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
Sandra Rodriguez, hello. Thank y'all for your videos. I met y'all on the Ruby Princess this past April during Easter. I remember you.
Absolutely. Always cool to meet people on the ship.
Yes. Maybe if you sat on it with the seat up, so you're sitting on the rim of the bowl or something.
Maybe. I think you would fall in, though.
Yeah. And Sandra, it was great meeting you.
Now, if I remember this particular interaction, she's the one that recognized you.
Yes.
Tiffany got recognized before I did on a cruise ship. I thought that was really cool. I thought Tiffany always has this thought or theory that, what am I looking for here? That people wouldn't recognize her, out on cruise ship. They might recognize me, but not recognize her. And I keep telling her that that's silly. And so when we were on the Ruby Princess, somebody actually recognized Tiffany.
And I didn't have
your hat on or anything.
My hat or
your
my
bag.
backpack.
But somebody recognized Tiffany. I thought that was really super cool.
So Alien says, okay, my wrestling is coming on. You folks have yourselves a great evening. It's been fun.
You are absolutely welcome. Enjoy your show. And I'm glad we were entertaining tonight.
Yes.
You said we've been all over the place tonight, just being goofy and silly and having a good time. And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
And that is what it's all about. Actually, we've already been on here for an hour.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize it had been that long. So, since we've already been on here for an hour, I think we will get ready to wrap it up here for the evening. Unless, of course, anybody has any other cruise questions. Any other cruise comments? I think that's all the cruise news we have. Well, of course, we will be back next week. Next Wednesday, we will do a final live before we head out on Friday to Seattle. We will be doing some lives from Seattle and possibly some lives from actually in Alaska. I saw Jay and D from Paro DJ. They were doing a live in Juneau off of the cruise ship. So I'm assuming there was enough signal there that we may be able to do the same thing. Do some kind of lives up there.
Yeah.
So that is a good sign. Normally when you're still in the United States, and I guess that makes sense. They would have cell service.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been there. But if anybody does have any other cruise questions, anything like that, after the live, or during the replay, definitely feel free to leave them in the comments below. We will get to everybody, get all of those answered. Anything else tonight, baby?
No.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I hope you guys had some fun tonight. Like I said, I know we were off topics. We were off the rails a little bit, laughing and joking, but it was actually one of the funnest shows we've done, just laughing and goofing off. Really, really enjoyed it.
Any info regarding cruise insurance would be helpful. Miss Lee.
Okay, so what type of information would you like? I can actually I can email you copies of, specific insurance plans from an insurance company that we use as a travel agent. I can talk to you a little bit about the ones that the cruise lines have and, things like that. So just on a question like that, you always want to get cruise insurance. Make sure that your cruise insurance covers anything that you may have. So if you have any pre-existing conditions, any type of medical concerns, or anything like that, read through any insurance policy that you have, that you're looking at, that you want to purchase, and make sure it covers those particular items. Now, the cruise lines, they offer you some pretty good insurance that covers that. We use Alliance. So they have a couple of different plans. They even have an annual plan. If you cruise a lot like we do, you can actually buy your travel insurance for a whole year. I'll tell you what, after this video ends, I will go back into the description and I will put in a link for you down there that you can click, go over and take a look at the different insurance options that you can pick. Like I said, the cruise lines do have it. It's good. It covers everything, but you may be able to get a better price for insurance that does the same things if you book outside of the cruise line.
It was fun. Thank you. I'll be careful on the toilet if I don't see.
I promise you, Tiffany will be absolutely careful. I won't take any video or any pictures of her stuck on there at all, I promise. Put a towel on her, but.
And JNS Adventure says, hey, everyone.
Well, Janice, welcome to the show. And everyone have a really good night. We're leaving. No, I'm just kidding. We were already closing out when you joined. We were already closing out. I'll be like, hi, welcome to the show. All right, good night, everybody. Click. But yeah, Ms. Lee, I will put a link in the description after this video. Give me about 30 minutes or so after the video closes out, and I'll put that down there for you. Or even if you want, if you go over to our Facebook page, which is, you just look High Seas Cruising, send me a message over there. You can send me a private message if you want to talk anything off, the live air like that. You can also message me over there. My email address is in our descriptions as well if you want to shoot me an email. And like I said, I can actually send you paper copies from the insurance and exactly what everything covers. Price, of course, will vary depending on the length you're sailing.
She says thank you.
So, yeah, I can absolutely help you out with that.
All right.
All right. Other than that, again, everybody have yourselves a really good night. We're going to hop off of here. It's been a long day. Work, training, and all that other kind of good stuff. And, it's time for a nap. So, we will see you guys next Wednesday. Same time, same bat channel.
Yes.
And it'll be our last live, at least here at home, till we get to Alaska or Seattle. We'll do Seattle, then Alaska.
Yes.
So, all right, everybody. Good night. Thank y'all.